Okay, so get ready for this. Today, we're diving into artificial superintelligence, ASI, and how it's about to completely reshape the balance of power in the world.
It's mind-blowing how much this whole landscape has shifted.
It really is.
We went from, is this even possible,
Yeah.
to who's going to get there first,
Yeah.
practically overnight. And that's what this article really digs into.
Yeah. It's wild, right?
Mm.
And the thing is, it's not just any article. This is based on a paper by some real heavy hitters in the AI world. You've got Eric Schmidt, the ex-CEO of Google,
Right.
Dan Hendricks from the Center for AI Safety, and Alexander Wang, the CEO of Scale AI.
So basically, when these guys talk, everybody in the field listens.
Yeah, they are not messing around. And one of the things they do is use this comparison to the Manhattan Project to really hammer home the point.
It's a good analogy when you
Yeah.
think about it. That same urgency, the intense secrecy around the research,
Yeah.
the potential for incredible breakthroughs, but also this huge risk if it ends up in the wrong hands.
Totally. And that brings us to, well, those wrong hands that you mentioned. The article basically lays out this two-way race.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the US and its allies on one side, China and its allies on the other,
Yeah.
and then everyone else kind of stuck in the middle. And the fear is whoever cracks the code on ASI first, they basically get to call the shots for the entire planet.
It's about way more than just the tech itself at that point. It's global economics, it's military power, even shaping the future of society.
It's everything.
It really is.
And then here's where it gets really interesting. They bring up this concept called Mutual Assured AI Malfunction, or MIM.
Hmm.
Imagine a world where countries are so terrified of each other's AI becoming super powerful that they're actually willing to sabotage it,
Right.
even if it means causing chaos on a global scale. That's basically MIM in a nutshell.
It's almost like, think about the Cold War,
Right.
that whole mutually assured destruction thing. But instead of nukes, we're talking about messing with each other's AI systems.
Okay, so let's break that down a bit more. What would that even look like in practice? Like, how do you sabotage an AI that's potentially way smarter than you are?
Well, the article talks about a few different scenarios.
Okay.
Cyber attacks to cripple infrastructure, maybe even physical attacks on data centers, like straight up bombing them to try and slow down progress.
Mm.
There's even this possibility of covert ops to, infiltrate research teams and sabotage things from the inside.
It's like James Bond meets the Matrix or something.
That's a pretty wild thought, yeah.
It really is. And the article points to some real-world places where this AI arms race could actually boil over into real-world conflict, not just cyber stuff.
Right, and a lot of the focus is on China's AI strategy,
Okay.
especially their focus on military applications. It's got a lot of people in the West on edge.
Yeah, and it's not hard to see why. I mean, the article paints a pretty scary picture if China wins this race. Their military could become even more powerful than it already is, and then there's the economic side. They could completely dominate the global economy.
And on top of that, we could see their surveillance state become even more intense. It's definitely a dystopian scenario.
And don't forget about Taiwan.
Right, that's huge.
They make most of the world's AI chips, which are basically the brains of this whole technology.
Exactly. So if China were to gain control of Taiwan, it would be a massive shift in the balance of power.
It's like they'd be holding the keys to the entire AI engine. And speaking of shifts in power, let's talk about how this is going to completely change the face of warfare.
Okay.
I mean, imagine a future where wars are fought not with soldiers and tanks, but with swarms of these AI-controlled drones.
That's where things are heading.
It's a scary thought.
No kidding. The new arms race might not be about nukes anymore. It could be about who can build the most deadly, most efficient AI-powered drones.
So this brings us to the big question, can we even control this thing? If we're not careful, are we creating something we won't be able to handle, something that could turn on us, like Skynet from Terminator?
It's a valid concern.
And it is.
And the article does talk about some potential safeguards that could be put in place.
Like what?
Well, things like securing the supply chains for these AI chips, putting in export controls to prevent dangerous tech from spreading, and then there's the idea of international agreements, similar to what we have for nuclear weapons, to try and manage the development of ASI on a global scale.
But the big question is that going to be enough? Okay, so we've talked a lot about countries racing to be top dog in the AI world, but what does all this mean for the average person? Like, how will ASI actually affect our lives?
I think that's the question, right? Like, we've been talking about this big global power struggle,
Mm-hmm.
potential wars and everything, but at the end of the day, the real impact of AI is going to be felt in our everyday lives, our jobs, the economy, how our whole society functions even.
Right, like it's easy to get caught up in the whole sci-fi aspect of it, but this stuff is going to get real for all of us pretty soon.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's break that down a little bit. What are some of the tangible ways that ASI could change things for everyday people?
Well, one of the things that the article really highlights is this potential for job losses due to AI-driven automation.
Okay.
So think about truck drivers, factory workers,
Hmm.
even a lot of office jobs.
Right.
As AI keeps getting smarter, a lot of those jobs could potentially be replaced by machines.
Yeah, that's definitely something I've been hearing more and more about. Like, people are already starting to retrain for new careers because they're worried about AI taking their jobs.
It's a valid concern, for sure. But the article also makes the point that AI could also lead to the creation of a whole bunch of new jobs and industries that we can't even imagine yet. Like, think about it.
Right.
Back when the internet first started becoming a thing, who could have predicted jobs like, I don't know, social media manager or app developer?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like every time there's a big technological shift, there are always these new opportunities that emerge. It's just hard to see them when you're in the middle of the change, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's another really interesting angle that the article brings up. It suggests that AI, because it's so complex
Oh,
and requires so much collaboration and all that, might actually force countries to work together more, like closer than ever before.
so you're saying instead of an AI arms race leading to conflict, it could actually push us towards more global cooperation.
It's a possibility, right?
Yeah.
If countries become increasingly dependent on each other for AI technology, for components, for expertise even, there's a strong incentive to avoid conflict. You know what I mean? It's almost like how global trade works. It creates these interconnected relationships that make war a lot less appealing.
That's a really fascinating idea. So, the same technology that could lead to all these new kinds of weapons might also be the thing that helps us avoid war altogether.
It's a powerful thought, and it really comes down to how we choose to use AI, right?
Yeah.
Like there's so many potential benefits, revolutionizing medicine, speeding up scientific discoveries, maybe even helping us live longer, healthier lives.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But then, on the flip side, you've got the risks. Autonomous weapons, loss of privacy, this potential future where algorithms are making more and more of our decisions for us.
Right. It's a lot to grapple with. It feels like we're at this pivotal moment where we have to decide what kind of future we want with AI.
Yeah, and the article highlights this big debate that's happening right now in the AI community about the best way forward.
Okay.
You've got some experts, like Eliezer Yudkowsky,
Yeah.
who think we need to hit the pause button on developing ASI, like completely.
Yeah.
They're arguing that the risks are just too great, and we need to figure out all the safety protocols before we go any further.
It's like, let's make sure we actually understand what we're creating before we unleash something that could potentially outsmart us and who knows, maybe even overpower us.
Exactly, exactly. But then you've also got people like Dario Amodei, is the CEO of Anthropic,
Hmm.
and he believes that democratic nations need to be the ones leading the charge in AI development. Their argument is if we don't do it, someone else will, and it's better for the world if AI is developed with, democratic values, ethical considerations, all that.
Right. So it's this balance between caution and progress, right? How do we keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible without creating something that could spiral out of control?
That's the million-dollar question.
It is.
What happens if we rush headfirst into ASI development without thinking it through, right? The article suggests the worst-case scenario is something called an uncontrolled intelligence explosion.
And that sounds pretty terrifying.
Yeah, and that's basically it. We create something so intelligent that it surpasses our ability to even understand it, let alone control it, and then who knows what happens.
It's like we're in this science fiction movie where super intelligent AI systems are calling the shots, making decisions we can't even begin to comprehend. And maybe they have goals and motivations that are totally alien to us.
Right, it's definitely a thought-provoking and, yeah, maybe even a little bit frightening concept.
It really makes you wonder, what does it even mean to be human in a world where AI could be so much smarter than us? It's like, it feels like something out of a novel, but it's a conversation we need to be having now.
100%. This isn't just some abstract theoretical debate. It's about the future we're building for ourselves,
Hmm.
for future generations.
Yeah.
The choices we make about AI today are going to have a massive impact on what the world looks like tomorrow.
Okay, so after all of that, where do we even begin to process this? We've gone from superintelligence to this global power struggle, from AI drones to the question of what it even means to be human.
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? I mean, we've really covered some heavy stuff today.
We have.
The potential for ASI to completely transform the world, the race between these superpowers to get there first, the possibility of AI-powered warfare, all the ethical dilemmas that come with creating something that could be smarter than us.
Yeah, it feels like we've jumped in a time machine, gone from the Manhattan Project straight into a future where, I don't know, like the definition of humanity is being rewritten.
And I think that's the key point here. This isn't just some abstract debate about some new technology.
Right.
This is about the future we're creating, the world we're leaving for our children, our grandchildren,
Nonsense.
even.
So what can we do about it? Because it feels so big, so
Mhm.
complicated. Like, where do we even start?
Well, I think it starts with understanding, right? The more you know about AI, about its potential, and of course about the risks that come with it, the better equipped you'll be to actually participate in these conversations that are happening right now.
So read articles, listen to, podcasts like this one, talk to people about it.
Exactly.
You asked questions. Don't be afraid to dive into this stuff, even if it seems complicated.
Don't underestimate the power of your own voice either. Talk to your friends, your family, write to your elected officials. Demand transparency, demand accountability from the people who are developing and using AI.
Right, right. Like support organizations that are working to make sure that AI is developed safely, ethically. Every little bit helps when it comes to shaping a future where AI benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Exactly. Because remember, the future of AI isn't set in stone.
Yeah.
It's a story that we're all writing together
Yeah.
right now.
It's a story with a lot of different potential endings, and it's up to us to choose which one we want.
So if you had to choose one key takeaway for our listeners today, what would it be?
I think it would be this. The future of AI, it's not some far off, science fiction scenario. It's happening right now, all around us, and each and every one of us has a role to play in shaping what that future looks like. We
Yeah.
need to learn, we need to question, and we need to demand a future where AI serves humanity, not the other way around.
Well said. Well said. And for anyone who wants to dive even deeper into all of this, I highly recommend checking out that full discussion video linked to the article we've been talking about.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a watch.
It's got some of the leading minds in AI, and it'll definitely give you even more to think about.
Which is a good thing, right? The more we question, the more we learn, the better equipped we'll be to navigate this whole uncharted territory.
Absolutely. So stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged, folks. The future of AI is in our hands.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.